Hello, I'm Luke. Welcome to another episode of the Vision to Victory podcast. I want to do something a bit different today. I talk often about becoming who you were meant to be, becoming the best version of yourself. And that's very, very important. That's why I talk about it so much. And if you've heard me before, you know that I am passionate about people pursuing their best and authentic selves because I really believe the world gets better anytime one person steps into who they're meant to be. But today, I want to talk not about who you are, but who people think you are. How are you perceived? Your reputation, or maybe in more current terms, what's your brand? Have you ever considered the question, what do people think of when they think of me? And maybe the follow-up question, what do I want them to think of me when they think of me? What do I want them to think when they think of me? Like for me, what do people think of when Luke crosses their mind or comes up in conversation? And what do I want them to think of me? I could be known for many things, and so could you. I'll give you an example to help illustrate this. When I first started my company, it was a side gig. I still had a full-time job, and not only did I not yet identify as a business owner, but if people asked me what I did for work, I didn't even mention it. So the people that knew me professionally, they knew me as a salesperson, sales leader, certainly not as a business owner. Then I got laid off. Got laid off from a great job that in many ways represented the pinnacle of my career to that point. It was scary. It was disorienting. It also taught me some very valuable lessons. A few weeks after getting laid off, I made the decision to pursue my side gig as a full-time endeavor. And just like that, when people asked me what I did, I was no longer a sales leader, salesperson. I was a business owner. Fast forward 3 years, that side gig is now a multi-million-dollar company, and we get to employ some of the highest quality people and provide a work environment worthy of their caliber. And again, this taught me several valuable lessons. And if we were focusing on becoming the best you, then I'd highlight the identity lesson. That when I started to identify myself as a business owner, I started to act like a business owner because, by the way, we will always reinforce what we believe about ourselves. But that's not what we're focusing on today. Something else I learned was the value and importance of two things: focus and clarity. In the book Wealthy and Well-Known by AJ and Rory Vaden, there's an excellent illustration of this. And it goes something like this. Say a person has 10 units of resource being time, energy, money, whatever it is. If you're trying to pursue 10 different things, then each thing gets 1 unit of resource. If instead you chose to focus all 10 units of resource on one thing, the quality and chance of success increases at least tenfold. This is why the notion of multitasking as a recipe for success is complete nonsense. All that does is dilute your focus. And to quote Rory, if you have diluted focus, you get diluted results. That's so accurate. If you take time to think about really any area of your life, if you have diluted focus, you will get diluted results. Again, this is not just true professionally, but in every single area of life: marriage, relationships, parenting, faith, hobbies. So if in any area of your life you are getting mediocre results, I'd submit that perhaps you are giving mediocre focus. When you're with someone with the intent of connecting, be present, not distracted or focused on something else. Be present. And while the example I gave about my business and work was professional, my heart with this is that you and I would get clear on not just who and what you want and are called to be, but on who and what people perceive you as. I can't tell you how many times I have said or done something with one intent only to have it perceived or received by someone as something completely different than I intended. And if our goal, and hopefully it is to serve others and positively impact those around us, then we need to align who we are and want to be with who people know us as. And that starts with clarity and focus. I thought I'd give a current and personal example to help illustrate this. And you can do this for yourself and your personal reputation and brand. This podcast is important to me. And, if I'm honest, I haven't given it the 10 units of resource that I should. Uh, and I'm going to. And I'm going to. But that aside, this is important to me. Helping people is important to me. And in an effort to apply what we've been talking about, over the past few weeks, I have been distilling what I really want it to be about, what I want it to be received as, what I want people to experience when they listen. And it boils down to a few things. When you listen, I want you to be inspired. Be inspired to pursue whatever is in your heart to do or to be, and to know that it is possible and you have what it takes. No matter how big or impossible it might seem, I have seen the impossible happen, and I hope that my belief is contagious and you're inspired to believe for and pursue your dreams. In the words of Denzel Washington, true desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you that it's yours already. True desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you that it's yours already. I love that. In other words, whatever it is that is inside of you that you feel drawn toward, that you want to do, God has already made the way. All you have to do is chase it down, is pursue it. So I hope when you listen, you're inspired. Number two, I hope when you listen, you connect emotionally. I hope you feel like you're not alone. The struggle of life is real, and sometimes we just need to know that whatever we're going through, it's not just us, and that there's light at the end of the tunnel. I have been in some very dark places in my life, and there were times when I just needed some encouragement and to know I wasn't alone. So I hope when you listen, you connect emotionally. And number three, I hope that when you listen, you know that God is for you. No matter what you've been through or what you're going through, no matter what you believe, there is a God who loves you, it is for you, and is chasing you down. My life could look very different. 10 years ago, my life looked very bleak. Divorce, addiction, job loss, broken relationships. I have made so many mistakes, failed so many times. There have been multiple situations where I could have and maybe should have died. And God had other plans for me, and He has other plans for you. So when you listen, I hope you know that God is for you. So when people think of this podcast, and hopefully when they think of me specifically relating to this podcast, and they listen or they tell someone about it, I hope that they are inspired. I hope that they connect emotionally, and I hope that they know that God is for them. I hope that you are inspired. I hope that you connect emotionally, and I hope that you know that God is for you. Now, what do you want people to experience on the other side of you? It's not just important to become who you were meant to be, although it is important, but it's important that you have the impact that God intended. Don't sell yourself short. Be intentional with what you want others to experience when they interact with you. Who do you want to be known when you aren't around? Who do you want to be known as when you are not around, not in the room, when people are talking about you, when your name comes up? Who do you want to be known as? It matters enough to warrant your focus and warrant your clarity. There are people who need what you have. I want to leave you with this. This is a quote from Rory, who I mentioned earlier. You are most powerfully positioned to serve the person you once were. Or, in the words of Denzel, reach back, pull someone else up. Whatever path you're on, whatever you're pursuing, I believe that part of the fulfillment comes from using it to reach back and pull someone else up, to serve those who are where you once were. If you enjoyed this or you know someone who could use it, share it, like, subscribe. Thanks for listening. Have a blessed day.